I need to get this down while I still have some semblance of my sanity. If you're reading this, please understand that 3 days ago I was a normal guy. I paid my taxes. I watered my ferns. But my life as I knew it has unraveled, and I fear I may never get it back. It all started on Tuesday night at O'Malley's, a dingy local pub that smells faintly of bleach and bad decisions. I was minding my own business, nursing a craft IPA, when some heavily intoxicated regular bumped into me, spilling his gin and tonic all over my shoes. We got into it, just standard bar posturing, a back and forth of drunken slurs and empty threats. But then the man stopped. His glassy, bloodshot eyes locked onto mine, widening with a sudden, chilling clarity. "You know what?" he slurred, pointing a shaking finger at my chest. "I know your type. You look exactly like the kind of freak who'd fuck a truck." "Yeah, a truck fucker, a trucker." I just stood there, the anger draining from my body, replaced by a cold, hollow confusion. What on earth does that even mean? How does one mathematically or anatomically look like they want to copulate with a motor vehicle? I brushed it off as the ramblings of a madman and paid my tab. I just needed to get out of there. The crisp night air should have cleared my head. I stopped on the sidewalk under the amber glow of a street lamp to check my phone for an Uber. I wasn't paying attention to where I was standing. I was just staring at my screen. "Hey!" A voice cut through the silence. I looked up. A man in a heavy coat was walking his dog, but he had stopped dead in his tracks on the pavement, staring at me, or rather staring at where I was standing, right next to the rear bumper of a parked Dodge Ram. "What are you doing to that truck, man?" he asked. His voice wasn't aggressive, it was laced with deep primal concern. "I'm just checking my phone," I stammered, holding up the glowing rectangle as proof. The stranger didn't blink. His eyes darted from me to the truck's exhaust pipe and back to my face. "Right," he whispered, tightening the grip on his dog's leash. "Okay." He slowly backed away, never taking his eyes off me until he disappeared around the corner. A knot formed in my stomach. It was bizarre. An isolated incident, I told myself. A trick of the shadows. God, how naive I was. The next morning I was desperate to normalize things, so I brought it up in the break room at work. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as I told the story, framing it as a hilarious, absurd anecdote. A few people chuckled nervously, but Greg, the IT guy who usually sits in the corner, didn't laugh. He slowly put down his coffee mug. "I mean," Greg started, his voice barely above a whisper. "It's funny, obviously, but I guess I kinda see it." The room went dead silent, the blood roared in my ears. "You see what, Greg?" I asked, my voice trembling. Greg shifted uncomfortably, avoiding my gaze. "Look, man, I drive that beat-up 04 Ford Ranger. It's cheap, it's rusty, but I've been taking the bus for the last 6 months. I didn't trust you around it. I'm sorry." My jaw dropped. The break room felt like it was shrinking. The walls were closing in. I mumbled an excuse and fled the office entirely. My chest was tight. I felt like I was drowning in a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. By the afternoon, I was a wreck. I called my oldest friend Mark. If anyone could anchor me to reality, it was Mark. We met at a park bench. I spilled everything: the drunk at the bar, the guy on the street, Greg's devastating confession. I told him how my entire world was being swallowed by this horrifying vehicular accusation. Mark stared at the grass for a long time. "Oh," he finally exhaled. "I see." I froze. I looked at my best friend, analyzing the dark, solemn tone of his voice. "Mark," I choked out. Do you agree with them?" Mark winced. He finally looked up at me, his eyes shining with profound pity. "Look, it's just, I dunno, man, but you always did seem like the kind of person who, given the opportunity, would give a truck a rim job." The world shattered. My reality fractured into a million jagged pieces. Everyone I knew, everyone I didn't know, looked at my face and saw a man who lusted after internal combustion engines. "No," I screamed. I leaped off the bench, my chair toppling backward. "I don't fuck trucks. I would never fuck a truck." I started running. I didn't know where I was going. I just needed to escape the judging eyes of humanity. The sun had long set. The moon hung in the sky like a pale, accusing spotlight. My lungs burned, my legs ached, and my vision blurred with tears of utter despair. I stumbled through alleys, tripped over curbs, murmuring like a lunatic into the cold night air. "I'm normal. I don't fuck trucks. I don't." Crash. I slammed hard into something solid and metallic, the impact knocking the wind out of my lungs. I fell to my knees on the cold pavement, gasping for air. Slowly I wiped the tears from my eyes and looked up, my breath caught in my throat. Standing before me under the moonlight was a towering, pristine silhouette. It was a brand new Rivian R1T, a luxury, high-end electric beast. Its sleek metallic flake paint shimmered in the darkness. Its wide, dominant grille seemed to beckon me. Its tires were thick, aggressive, and undeniably alluring. I felt hot tears roll down my cheek. My hands began to shake uncontrollably as they reached down. I didn't want to. I swear to you, I didn't want to. But it was like my body was no longer my own. The sound of my zipper echoing in the quiet night was deafening. I let my pants drop completely to the cold asphalt. A horrified gasp escaped my lips as I looked down, realizing the terrible, damning truth. I was stiff.